Next up, we got XMR, Monero. Looking at this, I haven't looked at it again in a few days, just like everything else. But I drew this out, and I remember if it broke this zone and then retested and rejected, then you'd probably be good for a short. And you can see right here is where it would have been good. I mean, you could have even got in on this candle for sure. Back, that was a week ago. Wow. So I never got in on an entry, but at least I drew it out, and at least it did play out. So and then I remember drawing this line just based on if price comes down, retraces, full retracement of this move down to this little area between 50% and 618 at this zone kind of thing, then you're looking for a buy entry once it hits that. But that is still a ways away. You can see price has broken below this daily moving average and is actually retesting it as we speak here. So and then you can see these there was an area, what's happened here. So this would have been an original area right here. Price rejected, came up, retested this area, this higher liquidity zone, and then boom, big bearish engulfing candle here into this zone, and it actually pushed, and then now it's pushing back up, but it pushed this zone down to here. So now this is the zone we're working with right here. And so we'll see what happens when price hammers this again, but because price is now below this moving average, I mean, it might cross over a little bit again, but you can see what's happening with these liquidity zones is they're becoming lower and lower. So the zone used to be up here with these candles here, and then all of a sudden it came down, became this level with with these candles, this one, and this one. Now liquidity zone is down to here with basically just this one and this one. And then I guess you could extend this a little bit, but this is now the upper liquidity zone, and based on this huge bearish engulfing candle here out of it, I would say there's a good chance that price comes up now, but there's going to be a zone a little bit lower, probably something like this. So odds are price is going to come up to about 157, between 157 and 158 in this little area here, and then start rejecting, and then there's going to be another downward move down to towards this area. I don't know how far it's going to go on the month, but because these ranges are all out to lunch, so you really can't you can't overly consider the monthly ranges on these, because they're too all over the place, they're too inconsistent. So but this is only, I like this $150 level down here. I think this is huge. I'm going to write this down, because 150 I think is where it's headed if it continues. So then we're going to look at a possible short entry relatively soon at this zone right here. So basically what I need price to do, and we'll move these over here, so something like this. Need price to come back into this area, which it seems like it's going to. If you want to take a fib of this little segment here, your 50% to 618 is right in this zone, and you can actually see that there's some nice wicks right here that price possibly could respect. You tighten up this zone here, I mean, you can't make this up. This is perfect. So price rejected, finally broke, but this candle retested, broke down, finally broke up, broke above, but then pulled back, and now finally is sitting, was sitting on top of this price, tested it here, and then finally broke it. So because this 157.50 area has so much history, I can see price, this is exactly where I drew, which is crazy, but it's just patterns, guys. You just start to recognize them, and they repeat. So I'll mark this down so we know what this line's for. So this is your 157.50 area, and I do think price is most likely going to come back up to this. So that's right in this previous zone here of support and resistance, which equals liquidity. And then this is also right in the area between 50% and 618, which is a normal retracement of this bearish segment here. And you can see it's actually closed. So there was this previous zone of liquidity here, and now price came into it, but it pushed it lower. So what I mean by that is like this is where the wick started before here, and now if you look here, it's pushed this down all the way to here. So it pushed it down. Now it's coming back up. It's going to find an area that it wants to go to, which is probably right around 157.50. It'll give this moving average time to catch up as well. And then also, yeah, I mean, this 1 hour moving average will pretty much be right in line with this. Price will probably meet it around 157 kind of thing here. And then if it starts rejecting, especially on this 1 hour, and it starts rejecting on this zone, this 157 area, then I mean, you're looking for a short entry for sure. And I think it'd be very probable. You got nice bearish structure here continuing, you know, big bearish engulfing candle after this zone that was heavily respected. So then, yeah, you're looking for, as far as a trade setup, we'll delete this area because I don't even know if price will make it back up to that. Keep it in mind, we'll just still pretend that it's there, but it's just in our way. So then your entry for this trade looks something like this. And then yeah, you target the this 150 area, bang on. This is what your trade will look like. You're looking at a nice risk to reward, probably over 7, which is what I like to see. And then yeah, you literally just wait for price to come into this area and start rejecting, and then just make sure you keep your stop above all those candles, all those wicks that it prints. I would even, you know, if you wanted to, just extend your stop even above these previous ones here. Just so that you're super in the clear kind of thing. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Let price comp this 157.50 and then look to short it all the way down to 150 as long as all the price action calls for it. So like right now, you let price come up. You can see on this 1 hour it's creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So up, down, up, down, up. So basically you want price to switch directions upon hitting this little area here, the 618 level, right around 157.50, hitting this moving average. So as soon as price hits this area, you want to see it kind of get rejected and then start making lower lows and lower highs. And I'll start off on the smaller time frames as well. So you just start looking for that pattern happening after hitting this zone and rejecting, and then you look for that short entry, and I would target 150, and I think it's within the monthly range. I mean, if we look at this, like last month it did $15, a month before that did 41, month before that did 14. Yeah, they're so all over the place. But as far as right now, like the high of this month is right here at about 163.5. So you're looking at about $13 in range if price hits 150. So $13 of range for this month I think is very reasonable based on those previous months. I mean, some were 40, some were 15, so I think 13 is very reasonable. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. So you're short at 157.50 as long as price action calls for it. You have to wait till, you can't just set a sell order at that price. I mean, I wouldn't, because price could absolutely smoke through this. Like, you don't know what kind of liquidity comes into the market, and you don't want anything to like really push past this area, because that would invalidate the trade. So don't just set a limit order, but set an alert and just see what price does once it hits that area. And then yeah, look for that short position all the way down to 150, and then wait for that, and then possibly you're looking for buys after it hits 150. So, but that's later on. That'll probably be a next month situation that we will look for Monero. And yeah, that's all I got for it.